Hi, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update for everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. So before we get started, let's have a look at the things that happened yesterday. So in the start of the episode yesterday, we talked about memes that I was featured in. I know it's not strictly Rocket Pool stuff, but it is stuff adjacent to the Rocket Pool community, which is what I like to give an update on. So people had a good time with that. It was fun. Everybody was laughing. It was nice to use that thumbnail, which I'll be using for today's episode and 5 further episodes after today. So yay. And then we had Bring Out Your Nodes competition awards. Joe released version 1.6.4 of the smartnode stack. The people who missed their blocks route proposal got their money back. We had nice chunks of deposits coming in. We had nice mini pool queue building up and getting cleared, which is good to see. And we had people who were still joining the smoothing pool. And it's nice that they're not mooching anymore and all that stuff and like being leeches, which is really good to see. However, if you're not in the smoothing pool now, joining it now will give you prorated rewards. So it might be worth it for you to not join until the next award period starts. That's something to keep in mind. Basically, as soon as the next award period starts, join right away and then you'll be all good. But let's get to today's episode. So in smartnode 1.6.4 that was released yesterday, there was no update for Besu. So today we had this version 22.7.3 that came out, and it says this version fixes and improves many of the issues you have seen after the merge if Besu struggled to stay in sync. So I was having issues with Besu after the merge, and I've still had some sporadic issues of missed attestations, but my system seems to be doing okay. However, I really need to update this like as soon as possible. It was literally released less than 40 minutes ago. So this is like hot off the press. However, updating this is not part of the smartnode stack yet. So you'll have to kind of do it manually. However, Joe gives the links over here for the manual way of doing it, which is really great. And you just got to follow it step by step. Please make sure you read through the whole thing first before you try to follow through all the instructions step by step, because for some of them you'll have to like add flags, and like it says over here, like do not save and exit after you change the container tag though, and see below for more follow-up on step. So there's more stuff that you have to do. It's quite a complicated process. If you're having issues with Besu, it's strongly recommended that you do this yourself. If you're not having issues with Besu and like things are still working for you, then maybe you can wait until the next version of the smartnode stack. Joe, please correct me if I'm wrong in saying that. However, I think this is a very, very, very important update that you should be doing if you're on Besu. And then there's some information for Raspberry Pi users. And yeah, thanks for that update, Joe. Okay, next we have a really great update from Waldorf. Oh, let me fix this because you guys can't see the screen. Oh, there we go. Okay, and I can move this across also so you can see more of the screen. There you go. Okay. Someone gave me feedback a couple of days ago about how I should be kind of aware of where the camera should be because you can't always see the text. So I can move that around. So Waldorf had this post about incoming funds. It's basically the budget for September 29th, which is when the new period starts, all the way through to October 27th. So Waldorf says incoming funds, we've slated to receive 5,275 RPL this rewards period from the PDAO. We're also slated to receive 50% of built up funds after the last bankless payment is executed, which will be in the range of 47,000 RPL. So that's really great that the ICM is going to be getting access to those funds that are already there. So we can have a little bit of a buffer and be really strategic with support that we want to give to other protocols. So here's the plan. So 3,375 will go to Balancer on mainnet and Hidden Hand. So that will go to like Balancer and Aura stuff. And then 3,250 will go to the second period. So that's each Balancer period is 2 weeks. So it's a very slow ramp down, but we'll be giving RPL for both of those periods. And then 400 RPL will go for rETH, wrapped ETH on Optimism Beethoven, and 150 for the same pair on Balancer on Optimism. On Arbitrum. So this is the first time we'll be incentivizing that liquidity on Arbitrum, which is really good to see. But it might only be the second period, not for the first period. and then 400 RPL for concentrated liquidity trial, 400 RPL for second concentrated liquidity trial, question mark. Not sure if they're going to go ahead with that yet or not. I guess they're still figuring that out. 1,600 RPL for co-incentive programs. And then like the main goal is to encourage tokens to start swapping from their tokens ETH to their token rETH liquidity pairs, which would be really, really amazing for rETH adoption and volume and stuff going forward. The rough target is 10% matching in the 100 to 200 RPL range, though we're keeping significant wiggle room here, especially for early partners. So I guess for some pairs, they might go higher than that, which is really good to see as well. 72 RPL matching USD value earmarked for mainnet rETH RPL based on the 20% match. So this is in line with the balancer pool that I've mentioned that started, which is the RPL rETH pool that's being heavily incentivized at the moment. So we're going to match them with that. And 500 RPL for protocol owned liquidity, full range rETH, wETH, probably on Uniswap. So that just adds a little bit more stability to that pool. And thoughts behind the plan. Then Waldorf goes on and explains the thoughts behind the plan. And there's some questions here about, why Sam was saying, why are you putting money towards the RPL token when that's not really within the limits of what we're trying to do with the ICM. So there were Iske and Waldorf both gave the answer that this is part of the strategy where we kind of match their token / rETH to add liquidity. So if Balancer are providing, they're doing it themselves, right? We're not asking them to do any incentives. They're doing a RPL / rETH. So it's aligned with the goals of the ICM to mirror that and like kind of work with that. So we're going to help them like ramp it down and taper it down. So it's really great that the ICM is putting together these budgets and plans. If anybody has any questions or issues, then please visit the forum and check out this post. Waldorf and others from the ICM are very, very, very responsive to questions, criticisms, suggestions. So please get in touch with them and let's try to get it fixed, which would be really good to see. Okay, let me just move my stuff around a little bit just to make it a little bit cleaner. Okay, before we carry on. So yesterday, the team did a chit chat session on the chit chat room, which is a voice room. Like it was a planned one where people came in and just like talked, and it was fairly quiet, and people weren't talking that much, which is fine, I guess. But some of the things that were talked about were quite interesting, and one of those was, Noshua brings up this comment here: did Langer say there will be hiring? So Maverick said it was implied, yeah, and Noshua said hiring devs. And Joe, who's also on the team, of course, like Joe and Maverick are on the team. Joe says, God, I hope so. And Maverick said, yeah, not necessarily multiple and not confirmed. I don't know if a contractor or what. And then the quote was looking at options or something. And so I want to spend a couple of minutes talking about this and about just how important it is that we get like 6 devs through the door right now. So as you all know, I'm not a part of the team. I'm just another community member. So this is just my opinion on what I think. However, I think it's absolutely crucial that we expand the team right now, like yesterday, like last month, like 6 months ago. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we've known for a while that when withdrawals start, it's really going to change the way Rocket Pool as a protocol can develop and grow. And we'll have the chance, and it's like pretty much will be a one-time chance, like, during the quote-unquote great reshuffle, to capture as much market share as we possibly can to make a huge leap forward. Now, why is this important, right? So there are a couple of programs already in place, that Joe's working on and Kane are working on and others are working on, like migration of solo stakers, or like formal migration of solo stakers into Rocket Pool. So they'll be able to like change the code on their contracts and it will make them a Rocket Pool validator instead of a solo staker, which would be a mini node operator, the Rocket Pool node operator, which would be absolutely amazing. But also we are trying to do LEBs, which will give us a huge lift off on our ETH effectiveness, and also we want to do staking as service. So all of these things are going to be in the next update for Atlas. Now, Atlas was supposed to happen tentatively. There was never a firm date, but tentatively was supposed to happen. The audits were supposed to start at the end of September. However, it looks like that's been moved to December, pretty much. But this is not confirmed. This is just like bits and pieces of information that people have kind of gathered from different places. So the main thing now that's happening is that the Ethereum core devs are saying there's a chance that we can do withdrawals in December. Now, it's a very ambitious target. It most likely will not be hit. However, that really puts things under pressure for Rocket Pool, because it will mean that we won't have those systems in place to capitalize on the amazing thing that's going to happen with withdrawal if we don't have the latest contract versions available. Atlas is not done. So in an ideal world, what would happen is Atlas would go live with those software systems in place and those contracts in place, and we'd have like a month or two of on testnet beforehand and on mainnet, just to make sure everything works properly and everything's looking good, and then the withdrawals would start, and then Rocket Pool would be in the best position to capitalize on that. The worst thing would be is if withdrawals happened, Atlas had not even been audited yet, let alone tested on testnets, and then went live. That 2, 3, 4 month window would put us at a huge disadvantage, and would just mean that we wouldn't be able to capture the level of value that we would if everything was ready beforehand. So I'm really glad that the team, like Langers and the team, are recognizing that we need more people working for the team and to get these things through the door as soon as possible. Whether they're contractors, whether they're full-time staff, we just need people to get that code shipped. Good quality code, clean code that will go through the audit, that will go through testnets, and everything be done before withdrawals. So there is a chance, that the withdrawal is something that everyone's been waiting for so long and really wants to happen. It might be the situation that we're like, please wait, don't do the withdrawals just yet. Let's give it another couple of months, because withdrawals are going to be so tremendously huge for Rocket Pool. The worst thing that will happen is if we're stuck watching on the sidelines and only be able to capture a percentage of the value that we would have been if Atlas was fully live. So I'm really happy that the team is hiring. I'm really happy that they're taking this seriously, and I guess all I'm saying is, you can't take this seriously enough. Take it more seriously, please. So I really hope that happens and we can get everything done in the right way. I know the chances of withdrawals in December are quite low, but we really should work as if that's what's going to happen. Okay, so sorry about that rant. This is really good. Marcel shared a couple of screenshots, one from stETH and one from rETH. So when you mint stETH, the page on the Lido website says the APR is 5%. So they had 5.5% APR right as the merge happened. And I guess now they've kind of dialed it down a little bit, because not all their node operators are using MEV Boost. So they're missing out on some of the rewards that could potentially be caught there. So their displayed APR now is actually less than, you see it, Rocket Pool. So like I was saying to you yesterday or the day before, I'm not sure when, this rewards number that's on the website is in flux, right? This number is going to go up and down every day. It's going to change from day to day. There's just not enough data to give you a smooth number yet. However, the fact that rETH is mintable at a percentage rate on the website, whether it's real or not, is a really great thing to see, especially when you consider that you're already losing nearly 1% of your value by minting stETH on the Lido website, because it's still at a discount in the secondary market. So this is really wonderful to see that the number of people who are using MEV Boost on Rocket Pool is helping grow the value of the protocol as a whole, making rETH a more attractive product as a whole. So I really hope that carries on and we can keep going with this going forward. So keep it up, guys. And finally, we have this comment from Invis this morning, which is not really related to Rocket Pool exactly, but to the Ethereum network as a whole. So Invis saw that there were some slashings that happened this morning, and Invis works for the Beacon Chain website. So I guess it's his job to kind of look at these things. So he was the first person that I saw online that shared this information. And the funny thing that happened during the day was that the information went from trading to Twitter, and then someone pasted the tweet from Twitter back onto back onto trading. So Inviz's reaction for that was really funny. But it's really sad that this person has been, or these people have been slashed today. A part of the, it seems like there were some Genesis validators, and I guess they loaded their keys on another place. Like, it was a very, very amateur mistake. So each one of those validators lost 1 ETH, and it's a shame to see. Although one of the searchers that found the slashing event, who was the searcher for the slashings, was a rocket pool operator. So we'll be getting a tiny percentage of that into the rETH value, which is nice to see. So that's how it's linked to rocket pool. Anyway, I hope it's Friday, so I hope you all have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. And it seems like, I know the timings of these episodes have changed quite a lot over the last few weeks, like things are in flux in my personal life. However, it looks like I'm going to be going back to publishing episodes in the late morning or early afternoon Eastern time, most likely around noon or 1 p.m, which is, I think, 7 or 8 p.m. Central European time. So hopefully the episode will be made available at more like normal time for the most number of people, instead of being really late at night in the US and really early in the morning in Europe. So thank you everyone for your support. Thank you everyone for tuning in every day. And hopefully things in my personal life will settle down enough to be able to like release episodes at the same time every day. But at the moment, it's looking like I'll be going back to working on Rocket Fuel in the mornings. So you can see updates at around 12 or 1 p.m. Eastern time. So on that note, I'll finish. Hope you all have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.